Across here, I think I'm out of shot. We'll have to tighten up a little bit.
Let's get close.
Because usually it's a two setup, but look, I could even just jump out. It could just be.
There we go.
No. Anyway, hello everyone. We are back. How you going, guys?
Hello.
Good.
Good. Very good.
Exciting time. So I have the wonderful Jim and Ree with me from Stonebeard Miniatures. Dear friends of mine.
Hello.
We're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
Back again for another year.
Back again for another year. This is year 4? 2 for Stonebeard being here. And this is, how many have you done so far? How many have you come to?
This is my second one.
Yeah.
So around second, my third. So my first one was the COVID year.
Yes.
Yeah.
The last CanCon.
Yeah, the last CanCon.
Yeah, which was a huge year. Was a huge CanCon. And it was
was.
an incredibly hot year, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
Because we had the bushfires.
Yeah.
I think at that time, or maybe it was just the Christmas that we had all the bushfires.
Yeah. So we're back. Year 3 for you attending second year Stonebeard. What do you think so far, guys? Like, we've changed it around a little bit.
We have.
Yeah, it's definitely on another.
It's definitely next level.
On another level.
Yeah, it's next level.
Yeah. So you guys have brung a wonderful stand this year. We were having a chat before about how sort of the first year, the way everything was set up was like a pretty intense, free for all to be able to come in and grab whatever you needed, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
You guys have changed it up this year. You've gone a little bit more boutique-y.
Yeah, we have. We've standards.
We're live, mate. Yeah.
We had a
Learned a lot from previous conventions.
Yeah, well, we were fortunate. We all went to QMHE. We all went to QMHE this year together. You did a stand there. That was a big drive, and getting up there and doing that. Learned some things there.
Yeah.
Changed it up a little bit from there. That was the last time you kind of did the big spread of everything, and now you've gone to a much more sort of boutique style.
Yeah, we realised that the difference between people actually hold something in their hand, like there's obviously such amazing art, box art and everything like that, but as we know with photo taking, none of us can take photos.
No.
And everything like that, but even people that
we
can,
suck.
but even if they can, it's so different. So then we realised just how good some of these minis are, and it's almost lost.
Yeah.
You just can't capture it in photography. It doesn't matter how good a photographer you are or how good the box art is or anything. So we thought, what, this year, Rhiannon's like, let's just see if we can just display everything.
Yeah.
So
for everyone at home, what Rhiannon and Jim have done this year is they've actually plinth'd up almost every single model that they're selling. They're on wonderful stained stands.
Yep.
You can go up, touch them, feel them, have a look at them. You can really get close with something before you grab it. And then, naturally you'll grab it because I think the allure of being able to do that is a wonderful thing. So brands who have we got with us this year?
Well, I guess we've got Black Crow on the stands this year. We've got Black Crow Miniatures.
Yep.
We've got Inu Kingdoms.
Our wonderful sponsors.
Our wonderful sponsors in Echo Galaxy. So they're up in their beautiful pink and green resin.
Yep.
We've got Galapagos Miniatures from a gentleman called Juwon from South Korea.
Yep.
So he sculpts and does the box art himself.
Yeah.
He's a really talented artist.
I think if you don't know Galapagos, they're like a model that is pretty synonymous with them is their gorilla. The sort of sci-fi gorilla.
Yeah, and Ally.
And Ally, of
Ally's
course.
probably their wonderful.
That's
really come out.
I think so. It's if you know us or you've seen myself and Deno on stream on Monday nights,
Sorry about that.
or had the chance to have a chat to us, or maybe even seen our cozy challenge from earlier in the year. We tend to pick a model. And we all do a different version of it. Storm, so you chose our first one, if I remember correctly, right? In Cozy. Was it you who chose our first one, Ray?
I think it was
Yeah.
because I've painted quite a few cozies because if there's ever any miniature where I'm like, I really want to do that, but it looks a little bit more complicated and I get a bit overwhelmed, I'm like, oh, screw it, I'll just do a cozy because it's such a beautiful classic model.
Comfort piece, right?
Yeah, it's a comfort piece. Definitely one of my comfort pieces.
Yeah, and
then
it's one that
you
can do like different takes on over and over.
All of them were so different.
Yeah, I think we've got at least 3 of them. Well, actually, 3 of the 4 are here. Dono's is in a private collection somewhere in the country.
I left mine at home.
You left yours at home, and I know there is Mole Man in the chat who was working on one as well. We've got lots of our friends here. Mole Man's here, Mini Man's is here. Plenty of people from the Dirty Paint Water Society. Instagram friends, people who watch the streams. So. So this year, anyway, where we're going with this is this year we had the choice sort of between, I think, Storm or Honey Bunny, if you know her online, had the choice between, she was choosing between Eli or Athena. I'm not sure which one has been chosen yet.
I don't think we've made a decision.
No, but I'm pretty sure everyone would be happy to paint either.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Either of them I would be stoked. They're both fantastic models.
So nice. And Athena, speaking of putting all these minis together for the show, and there's just so much we go, I really want to paint this.
Yeah.
Like you just kind of get, you're like, oh, this looks really nice.
There's a majesty about that piece, isn't there? It's a wonderful
Yeah,
piece.
it's fantastic.
Which is a Black Crow.
Black Crow just knock it out of the water.
Black Crow
Every single mini
is often one that I think you would. We've spoken about this plenty of times. I know whenever I get asked about, hey, where should I go with getting started with display painting? Often Black Crow is something we suggest to.
You can't go wrong with Black Crow.
I think we had it
Queensland.
QAMHE. A lot of those guys that are doing like the classical war gaming, historical
stuff,
military, and especially that kind of stuff. They gravitate towards like your Octavius, which is your really classic wizard, or
Cormac.
Cormac is an absolute staple.
And it's really that. It brings a lot of people into, I think, that our kind of display community as well. It breaches that gap.
100%. It's been a wonderful way to sort of introduce people, you know, and no doubt sells really well through the shops.
No, it does.
Who else do we have? We've got a couple of other companies.
We've got Veiled Lamp.
Wonderful
Veiled Lamp.
One of our own,
Sebastian, homegrown. Sebastian Archer. Yeah, so he's very kindly lent us his minis.
The ones that he's painted. Yeah, he has. So we have his Persephone, which won Best of Show here in 2019. And a wonderful mini. And although these days it's sort of relegated to stand work, I think if you put it in the competition today, it'd still do just as well. It's a wonderful piece.
Amazing as well.
Which is I think Sebastian's first return to painting, really.
Because he hasn't played in ages, and then so Mayuki's his latest release at the moment. And then he's just like, I painted it, and he's just like, how long has it been since you painted? And he's just like, I just put this up, and he's so
I just put this together, and we're all just like,
cool. There's probably a reason why he's on the judging panel every year, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Well, I mean, that kind of covers what's going on the stands.
Yeah, I think we've also got. I think last one's Big Child.
Big Child, of course, Big Child. How can we forget Big Child? And a radio. Yeah. I mean, we should definitely not forget those two.
No, especially Big Child with their Songs of War.
Yeah, wonderful range. There's definitely a couple of pieces from that range that I think I'll pick up off you over the weekend. Particularly their new one, the sort of the Twilight in 75mm is beautiful. All of these brands. What's also awesome is that all of these brands have tons of representation on the tables. You know, like it's a really good spread. You can always kind of trend what's popular over the year. But like it's a really good spread, which is cool to see. So some 3D printed stuff in there as well, which is constantly growing in the space. So that's pretty awesome. Have you guys got any favourites you've seen so far?
What do you think?
You guys haven't had much of a chance to get over yet.
Big chance. There's a Spira one over there which really caught my eye.
Is it the Hunter?
Yes, the Hunter.
Is it blue?
The blue one?
That would definitely be Casey's, I would say.
Is that Casey's? It's got blue and orange?
Yeah, she has a wonderful sort of sense of those colours. She does a really great job.
I was going to say I haven't had the chance yet to look at it, but like just seeing it out of the corner of our eye, where our stall is just growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, it just keeps getting bigger.
And the fact that we've had, how many entries are we up to now? I mean,
well, we were saying earlier, I think we've got registered well over 200 now. And the wonderful thing about CanCon is it's a whole event outside of us, right? So there is a ton of gaming events going on, big representation for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40k, Infinity, Marvel Crisis Protocol, Legion. I'm probably forgetting a bunch, but there's board gaming, D&D, and so there is always just people who enter on the day as well.
Exactly.
So
and it's great to see
the wild cards really.
And it's great to see that came back this year too. And obviously, like last year was hard with lockdowns, everything. But
I think something we learned from last year is that if we could get it done last year under the circumstances we could, then who knows what we could do without those sorts of restrictions and guidelines that we had to follow. So,
and obviously we'd be so remiss to shout out Honey Bunny is currently manning the store while we're having this chat with Andy Barks. And her and obviously Benny,
absolutely.
Ben X Layton, just all the graphic work.
Continue to just fill and plug any gap that needs doing.
Moleman as well. Shout out to Moleman. And just
everyone's so keen.
Captain Carp is Big Deno off playing Marvel. I think he's waving at me right now. He's probably salivating for a bit of a game. He loves to pump 3 games a day when he gets the chance. But no, he's on register duty. So he's making sure everyone gets booked in and sorted. So
none of it would happen without those two. Actually, everything it wouldn't get done. So
well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you guys don't just run Stonebeard Miniatures. You guys have other jobs, and other commitments in life. So it takes a big effort all round from everyone.
It's a massive team effort.
The cube grind is constant. A little bit of Marvel Snap love in there right now. Actually, I've not seen a Marvel model in the competition so far. So hopefully something comes. But nothing Marvel as of yet. But if something Marvel comes, I'll be sure to shout it out. So something else we can have a wonderful chat about is another endeavour you guys have worked towards this year, which is the Sydney Painters Guild or Sydney Display Painters Guild. Not that there's too much difference, right? Tell us a bit about that.
I think
there's a few of you working on it.
Yeah, so kind of the last CanCon, I think that's when I'd first met Seb in person.
Yeah.
And I think we just kind of said, Jared as well, JC Paints. Big shout out to him too, who earlier in the week sat down with us for a whole day and helped putting minis together. So big thank you to him too.
Big congrats to Jared.
To Jared. But I think we kind of looked around and I think we met Jared that year as well.
Yeah, last year we all sort of got the opportunity to meet him in person for the first time.
And we're kind of like, there are painters everywhere, and we just thought, and then I kind of said to Seb, my family, let's, we get back to Sydney, let's have a catch up and meet up. We caught for coffee and just said, you know what, let's do it. We need to do it.
Yeah. So with that being said, the birth of the Sydney Painters or Display Painters Guild was created, and that's been an ongoing event now, once a month, the last Sunday of the month. Jared, again, wonderful gentleman, an absolute supporter of everything that we choose to do, has given a venue, I believe, for it.
So his place is just, his work office is absolutely amazing. Seb and I were thinking, where are we going to do it? We'll have to approach with good games. We'll have to, somewhere. And then, again, his generosity. He said, I've got a nice office we can set up there. And
he buys his pastries every...
So there's a real community sense with the event. I'm already noticing around the room some Sydney Display Painters Guild T-shirts. There's full force. I was having a chat to... Liam, for those at home, Liam Paint Stuff?
Liam Paint Stuff,
on Instagram. It's quite a big Instagram following. He messaged me yesterday and said there's a strong Sydney contingent coming, about 15 of the crews. So, you guys have got some pretty sizable numbers meeting up, and it continues to grow.
It keeps growing.
People keep popping up everywhere. It's amazing.
Which is so fantastic, because you just get a message, and everyone's just so nice. Like it's it's just unbelievable. Everyone's so generous, so nice. They just want to. I think everyone's excited that there's a place. You can sit down for a day. Everyone has such, so many things to do.
Yeah.
You can sit down on Sunday. I'm going to go to this place, like-minded people, have a chat, have a chin wag, paint, and just have a good time.
All work together. Get an absolute powerhouse of a factory of miniature painters going, and just take down every event.
Yeah, and we've got so many.
That's often talked about as the hardest thing to find, right? Yeah. Is like honest feedback that is beneficial, and having a group like that where everyone gets along, welcomes new people in, and provides that as just it's really an afterthought, right? Like there's so much else going on, but even with all the other things, you can still grab this awesome feedback whenever you need it. I'm sure the rest of our states can really learn from that and maybe put something into practice. I believe you get asked quite regularly.
Yes, Melbourne. Is there anything like this in Melbourne? So if anyone's in Melbourne, if something happens, we'll definitely shout it out to everyone.
We'll support it. Benny and I already had a laugh earlier today. As a pair of gardeners, we need an architect to get out there and plan it all and get it all going, and then we'll just happily come along. So
I think there's quite a few Melbourneites that have entered into the competition as well.
Yeah. I mean, there are generally, I think CanCon has a big population of Melburnians and New South Walesians that come to the event. Canberra for those out of our country is somewhat in between, closer to the New South Wales. It's in New South Wales or in the ACT, which is closer to New South Wales than Victoria, but a lot of Victorians make the journey up as well,
which is awesome.
Which is really, really cool. So. I won't keep you too much longer because your stand is filling up pretty quick, smart. What I might do is come over and grab some photos of the stand later, and we'll put them up through Instagram and show people that.
Awesome.
I think we'll call it there and let you get back to the thing. Thanks for coming on and joining me, and maybe we'll have you on again a little bit later on or something if the time's right or anything. But make sure you guys get out and have a look at some pieces as well. Don't be behind the stands all day.
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to sneak some on the quieter times.
Yeah.
Have a look. There's going to be
so many amazing pieces there you can already see.
There is. I can't. What about tomorrow? I cannot wait for tomorrow. Judging is awesome. What's really interesting is all the people in the room while judging is going on. You know what I mean? Like some like to walk away and just leave it, and some are very keen and eager to find out what's going on.
How are you feeling about
For myself, for the event so far, I'm just so happy to see so many people. I mean, we've probably already had at least 150 people, I think more, walk through on day one. Now, we always know day two is the bigger day. And then day three will be when a lot of the people who have played games and are finishing their games off will come up to take a look as well. So.
Sure.
I'm stoked so far. Your stand has blown me away. I just think it looks beautiful. It's a really great presentation.
Yeah, I'm glad it paid off.
We've got some wonderful bins there for people rummaging through. I love that the painters lounge is filling up.
And also we've got Nat's Plints, we shouldn't forget as well.
We do. Well, Nat's actually going to come on hopefully next and have a chat with me about her plints and a little bit about attending Sydney Painters Guild and getting back in the way of things.
She's repping the shirt.
She's got the shirt on. She's a staunch supporter of the Sydney Display Painters Guild. So Nat will probably be my first sort of chat with sitting down with an artist if she's feeling comfortable with it. And then after lunch we'll come back. I'll have Spec Mock Models. I'll have Juddo, who's also another vendor in the state. You guys actually work pretty closely in helping each other out, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. The more stores, like Juddo's really good because he has a lot of historical military things that we don't stock, so we're covering all bases
really
in the scene, and the more the more places that Australians can get it, the better.
Exactly
It's
right. Exactly right.
Any more stores that pop up, or hobby stores and stuff, the more the better. The more availability for us as Australian painters.
The more it'll grow.
It'll grow.
I think a wonderful saying that gets used in many different things, but it's just so paramount in what we do, is a rising tide lifts all boats.
100%.
And so we want to constantly be making sure that we're propping up everyone around us and pushing people forward, challenging people into new spaces and growing, and just continue to build an event that hopefully in the future becomes really attractive, not only to us because we're all going to be here, but some of our friends around the world as 100%. Well. So,
absolutely. We all benefit because we get to get here and see just all the paint jobs and
absolutely. They're really starting. And we might flick over and show the display. There we go. There. You can see people loading in and having a look around and checking it out. I believe we weren't when we were on this side earlier. We were nowhere near that far along. So. Thank you, Moleman, in the chat for linking everything.
Yes, thank you for those shout outs,
Moleman, our wonderful mate back home who's holding down the fort. Big thank you to Moleman, you're an absolute legend.
Well, thank you so much for sitting here and
thanks for coming on. We'll probably take a short break now, and then we will come back with a chat with Eva if I can get her. She's going hard in the painting lounge right now. So we'll see you all soon.
Cool.
Bye.
See ya.